Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome to another episode of Walk in Love Weekly. We are excited to be here, excited to answer your questions that you have for us. I'm your host, TJ Macedas, and with me are my co-hosts, Emily Hess and Lex Miller. What's up, ladies? How you guys doing?
Good.
I haven't actually seen you in a while.
This is kind of our
I've been out.
first
We
news.
had a baby. We'll get to that a little bit later, but how you guys been? What's new? What's happening? What's cracking?
Good. Holding down the fort.
Yeah, we've been working on the business.
The studio looks awesome. It looks so clean, which is amazing and super refreshing and everything. Are we having some technical difficulties? No, we're good. Okay. But yeah, let's get into some trending topics on the day. The first one that we have right now is we all hate algorithms. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube seem to all be updating their algorithms to punish creatives, it feels like. And it's especially frustrating for us because, you know, as a business, you're not exactly going to interact with a business the same way you do a person, especially on Instagram. We've been feeling this where, you know, like, let's say your sister posts something, you're probably going to comment on that and be like, you know, love you, sis, you know, blah, blah, blah. If we post something, you're not going to be like, hey, love you, business.
Yeah.
But you still want to see our stuff because you've chosen to follow, you've chosen to subscribe. And what we found is that a lot of people aren't seeing our stuff. So I posted a story last night that said, hey, what do you guys feel about this new algorithm that's released? And I'm getting comments that are like, I didn't realize it, but yeah, I'm not seeing Walk in Love's posts anymore.
Yeah.
And so like for me, super frustrating because we've, you know, obviously built this following. We've worked hard to get this following. People have said, yes, I want to see this stuff. And Instagram has kind of pulled the rug out from under us. And so, yeah, it's pretty frustrating. We actually were just going through our feeds and just seeing how things are just so out of whack. Like if I log into Supplies Instagram, I see, you know, I was seeing things from last year. You know, December 30th, December 29th, even Christmas Day stuff. And so like if I'm Supplies Instagram, like I haven't seen that Walk in Love's released 4 new t-shirts this year or stuff like that. So really frustrating. It feels like a lot of people are frustrated by that. I am actually in the works on something pretty exciting with a friend of mine.
We've seen all the plans on the whiteboard.
So we might have something coming soon that will maybe disrupt a little bit of the social media world. But yeah, so the Instagram algorithm is frustrating. But, you know, we gotta figure it out, gotta work around it, gotta make it work in some way, or maybe disrupt the system a little bit and change it up completely. The other trending story that we have right now, which exciting weekend for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Husbands were pumped up.
They were very happy.
Got 2, your husbands are huge Eagles fans.
Yep.
And
Always
so
have
the
been.
Eagles won the NFC Championship game in a dominating fashion. Wasn't even close. It was close for about, I don't know, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they just ran away with it. But because Philadelphia fans are so crazy, the city of Philadelphia rubbed Crisco on all of its like telephone poles and poles in the city so that fans wouldn't climb them and celebrate them.
So
this is legit happened all over Philly. But then what happened was people were posting videos and photos of fans climbing the poles anyways. With Crisco. Like it's just like
Just like asking for a challenge.
So like I am not a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I was born in California, so all my sports loyalties lie in California.
So I'm gonna have to just like leave.
Right, yeah.
Aiden just saw that.
and so like your husbands, I love your guys' husbands. Nice guys, but I cannot stand
AM Phil's
Eagles
fan.
fans. I lived in Philly, I went to Temple, but like there's all these videos of them throwing full beers on Minnesota Vikings fans at the games.
Oh.
And I'm just like, 1, why?
Yeah.
Like it's just a game. And 2, at an Eagles game, a beer is like $14.
Yeah.
Just throw it away.
Just like what's the point?
Well, at that point, they've probably had a few.
Yeah, right. So this is the
Yeah.
first one.
But rest assured, neither one of our husbands were there,
Right,
and neither
yes.
one of them
And
were doing
and
that.
I would assume that your husbands
Yeah.
are not obnoxious fans.
No.
But exciting. Super Bowl's not this weekend, but the next weekend. So
On
you guys-
Justin's birthday, so he is
Yes.
really excited
So
about
they
that.
better win.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one time I'm a Lakers fan, and the NBA Finals usually ends up around June, middle of June, which is when my birthday is. And the Lakers won the NBA Finals on my birthday.
Oh,
So
perfect.
I could have it for Justin. That'd be
Yeah.
really
Yep.
cool.
We're
So do you guys
believing
have
for that.
first Super Bowl that they would ever win.
Yeah, you guys have plans, or you guys gonna do anything, or
He told me that he wants an Eagles cake for his birthday.
Okay.
So
Aw.
okay.
maybe
Will
Carson
you throw
Wentz
like
on a
will you throw
cake.
like a birthday party / Super Bowl party, or do your husbands kind of like watching the game without distraction? Like, do they want?
Aiden, I can't even talk to Aiden during the
Okay,
game.
so he
He's
needs
like,
to lock
"Shut
in.
up." Yeah.
Okay, what about Justin?
We'll probably be with family.
Okay.
He likes
Yeah.
watching it with
Okay.
his family.
Yeah, we're going
and his sister
to
has the
family.
same birthday as him, so
Okay.
they always do something
And
together.
Justin Timberlake halftime show.
Yeah.
Although people,
I actually didn't know.
I guess the rumor going around was that NSYNC was gonna
Yeah.
like reunite,
It's
but
not happening.
it's not
Aw,
happening.
man.
It's okay. We're good with just Justin.
Just Justin.
Just Justin.
JT.
That'll work.
That's all you need.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited. Brooke and I,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with the babies, we'll probably watch part of the game somewhere and then have to go home before
Yeah.
the game ends, and then we'll probably finish it on my phone. Which is what we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year was like a blowout, and then the Patriots came back, and so like we stopped watching the game, and then like I checked the score, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's a game, and they won, which is crazy. But I'm rooting for the
The
Eagles.
Patriots were in the Super Bowl last year?
Yeah.
I don't remember the
So
Super Bowl
annoying.
last year.
So annoying. They're into it every year. It's super annoying. But yeah, rooting for the Eagles.
Shady.
Myself. The next trending story that we have is the 2018 Oscar nominations are here. And like most years, I feel like I have no idea who or what the movies are about. So we're going to go through them and we're
Nope.
going to play a little game to see if any of us have seen those movies. So Best Picture, here are the nominations. Call Me By Your Name. Have not seen that. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Nope.
Darkest Hour, I actually have seen that.
No.
Nope.
No?
Not
Dunkirk, I have seen that.
No.
Nope.
Get Out, I have not seen that,
No.
but I know about it.
Yeah.
Horror movie.
Aiden saw it, so I'm not watching
Lady Bird, no.
it. Nope.
Nope.
Phantom Thread,
Nope.
nope. The Post,
Nope.
Nope.
The Shape of Water, I actually do want to see that one, but haven't seen it.
No.
Have not seen
Three
it.
Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Missouri, sounds like a really action-packed film.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Have not seen it.
Directors, Dunkirk, and again, these are some of the same same ones, but yeah, I haven't really seen many of them.
Yeah. I mean, I heard Get Out was good, so I'll just go with hoping that one wins.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually really liked Darkest Hour and Dunkirk,
I
both
didn't hear about that one.
historical movies about sort of World War II. Very, very well done.
Probably like them then.
But you know, I again, like, do you guys watch the Oscars?
No, I don't watch any award shows.
No.
Yeah, I don't watch them. I don't like how political they've gotten. It just
Yeah.
feels like it's a political bash session, and like, you know, like whatever your political views are. Trump, you like Trump, you don't like Trump, whatever. We usually don't talk about politics here, but like, I don't understand why you would do it. Like, why bash one whole side of the country? It just feels like you're alienating yourself, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's what's happened to Hollywood society. Is like they've alienated themselves more and more. And so people have stopped listening more and more. So they do it more and more and alienate themselves more. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like this vicious cycle that they're in. But like,
It's a very strong culture
Yeah.
within that circle.
it's like a total bubble.
Yeah.
You know, and they
Total bubble.
kind of like live in that bubble, and they've alienated themselves, and they don't understand how most Americans feel, or most
The only award ceremony I want to watch is the Dundies.
the Dundies.
That's
yeah.
all that matters.
That's true. That's a good point. Solid
I
point,
would agree
Lex.
with that.
But yeah, so I won't watch it, but I have seen a couple of the movies. I actually am surprised I've seen two of them. Normally it's like these super weird indie
Yeah.
films that are trying to make a point politically
Yeah.
that like, but I've actually seen a few of those. I really hope Dunkirk wins. That movie is really good. Christopher Nolan, who did all the Batman movies, is the director of that.
Okay.
But it's like one of the only movies I've seen where like the whole time you feel the tension in the film. And so you're just like it's like almost hard to watch because it's
Stressed
like
out.
uneasy.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the story behind it is that these guys are captured, stuck on this beach, hundreds of thousands of soldiers with the German forces closing in on them, could die at any moment. And they do this crazy thing to save them all. And it's like, you could feel that tension. So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, so next up, we've got some trending topics for us personally. Emily, why don't you take it away and let us know what the 5-minute journal is?
Okay, so I just found this journal. I ordered it from Urban Outfitters, but when I searched it, I could find it on like Amazon. There's lots of places that you can get it, but I thought it would be a good idea for me because having that like set aside, just it's only going to take me 5 minutes. Like
Right.
journaling's not
Yep.
this big thing that has to
Yep.
take me a half hour every day. So it's a good way for me to like get the thoughts out of my head and onto paper and sort of keep track of my days. I always do like journaling more when I'm traveling, and then when I'm like working and at home, I don't do it as much. So this was a good way to like incorporate that every day into my life. But how it's set up is that it has like a quote at the top, and then it asks what would make today great. Then you write 3 amazing things that happened today, weekly challenges, what you're grateful for, a daily affirmation, and then what could you have made today better with. So it sort of splits it up with like what you do in the morning and then what you do in the evening. So you do like a few minutes in the morning, just write down a couple of things.
So it's like a 2.5 minute journal.
Yeah,
okay.
for the morning and then the evening. So
I was trying to give a title though, so I get a 5 minute journal. That sounds cool. Yeah, we used to sell this sort of stuff in the store where it was like, a word a day journal or a sentence a day, but they're pretty cool. Are you keeping up with it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really excited about it because it's like, it's nice to be able to do it in morning and evening and just like have a routine, but it won't take me that long. Yeah. So it's not like intimidating.
Yeah, I got that. Have you seen the ones that are the 52 list ones? I've gotten that, and it was for like happiness. And then there was a project one. So I got the happiness, but after a week I didn't stay up with it because I'm like, oh.
Right.
But having that like time limit's nice.
Yeah, I just got the Michael Hyatt Focus Planner. Not really a journal, but like,
I know. I saw that come in. I'm like, hey,
what's
this?
So trying it out this year. Last year I had a planner that was called the Ink and Volt. I stuck with that one for a while, but I have trouble really sticking with it. But this one I think I can. I actually signed up for the subscription, so like you fill it up for the first quarter of the year, and then he sends the next one.
Interesting.
And so like I paid up front to hopefully
give you motivation.
Give me motivation. Like you already bought these and they're coming, so like you got to keep them up to date. I don't want the next one to come and be like, oh, the first one's still empty.
Yeah.
So
I got a planner from the dollar section at Target to know that I can stay committed to that.
Yeah. How does that planner work? Is it like
it's
a task planner?
I actually haven't really super looked at it, but like one of the things I liked about it has your big 3. So it's like 3 things that you have to do today. So recording Walk and Love Weekly is on that.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 other things that I need to do today.
Great.
And then it has like smaller tasks. It walks you through the process, and I haven't gone through the process of like having a morning routine, like a workday routine. And like it has you check those off. Like, did you do your morning routine? Did you do your workday routine?
Yeah.
Did you do like your end of day closeout or something? Like he's got words and phrases for them all. But I'm excited to kind of figure that out because
sounds like a great present for somebody.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. 5 minute journal sounds good.
Yeah.
You recommend it?
I definitely
2
would.
thumbs up?
Yeah, I really like it.
Cool. And Lex, why don't you let us know what's trending for you?
All right. So what's trending for me is actually a local business. It's at Chris Marico. It's just this girl
on Instagram. Hopefully you'll see them if you follow them.
Yeah. Or search it and, do everything manually now.
Yeah.
But I just randomly came across because she was doing some markets like at Tellus in the city.
Okay.
And I couldn't make it. And she has an Etsy. So I ordered this on there and was
super cute.
So pleased with how it came out. And she's just great and personal. And she's actually working on a custom work for me right now for somebody, so I'm really excited.
Cool.
So check her out. She's awesome.
Cool. That's so cool. And obviously what's trending for me at this time is beautiful baby Sunny came into the world 1 week ago. So you have your first kid and you have that the kid comes into your life and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much I love this child. And then that love just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. And then, you just like can't handle anything they do. I was actually surprised with number 2, how instantly huge my love was for her. Like, because I have one and I know what it will grow into.
Yeah.
2, I feel like started out way more than 1, which I know sounds weird, but
I think it was the mullet.
Yeah.
The tiny baby mullet won you over.
It's just, she's here. She's been great. She's been feeding really well, sleeping really well. Mom's doing well. We couldn't ask for anything better. The only thing we wish was happening right now was our washing machine was working, which is broken right now. And 2, I was feeling a little bit better because I've been coughing and stuff. But June is not interested. So we've asked her if she wanted to hold her a few times, and she just says, nope, thank you. That's her phrase. She's given her a few kisses here and there, which we just can't handle. But yes, not super interested. Very concerned about the way her belly button looks because of the.
It's a little alarming.
Yeah, it's a little weird, and I could understand a 3-year-old being like, I don't get that. Why does it look like that? Yeah. And then anytime she cries, June will be like, what's wrong with her? Which is so cute. But yeah, everyone's doing well. Yeah, it's crazy. I have 2 kids. I have 2 girls. Brooke keeps saying that, and I'm just like, it's wild.
That's crazy.
Your life has changed.
My life has changed. Yes. I have 2 daughters, like your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Anyways, all right, we'll be back with your questions right after this.
For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant. but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Therefore, lift your drooping hands and strengthen your weak knees, so that what is lame may not be put out of joint, but rather be healed. Follow peace with everyone, and for the holiness without which no one will see the Lord.
All right, guys, we're back and we're ready to answer some of your questions. The first question is for TJ from Allison. I don't know how to say that. What do you see as the top qualities in a leader?
So this is a hard question to answer because I feel like it's changed over time. I feel like 5 or 6 years ago I would have been like passion and energy and enthusiasm and like rah bring people together, and I do think all those are important, but I actually think one of the most important qualities in a leader is patience, because when you step into leadership you will find that people aren't going to be as excited as you are, as passionate as you are, or as knowledgeable as you are on the subject that you're leading them in. And so you need to have patience to sort of let people step into the roles to do well. And I think early on I didn't really have that patience, and I expected people to like just get it and get it quickly and run with it, and didn't really sort of like coach and help people progress, help my team progress into their roles. And so over the last few years I've sort of understood that, and hopefully with you ladies I've done that, where you maybe not have full knowledge of what you need to do, but where before I would probably just snap and be like, hey, just get it together. I feel like I've grown a little bit and been like, hey, well, let's try this, and next time let's try this, and then maybe we'll add this in, and you're doing a great job, and like, what could we have done to make it better? And so patience I think would be a really good quality as well. Yeah, but I do think that there's an energy and enthusiasm that's important as a leader, but it's not my top quality anymore. Question number 1 for Lex is from @gnoel_22. What's your most embarrassing story from middle school? Just like paint us a picture. Paint us a picture of middle school, Lex. What are you wearing? What do you look like? What's your favorite band? How many jelly bracelets do you have on?
All of middle school is a giant blur because I think I've mentally blocked it out. Yeah. I was like thinking of moments and I was like, wait, no, that happened in elementary school.
It's like it's just a black hole.
Yeah. So, I mean, emo Lex was real.
Yeah. Emo Lex.
She lived.
Yeah. So you're super emo.
Yeah. I think I listened to, I don't even like Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte.
That's exactly who I was thinking. Did you have MySpace?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
That's amazing.
So we're just going to leave it there.
We're just going to leave it there. Just picture Lex being super emo.
Let's put
listening to
the focus on you guys. What's yours?
Man, so in middle school, we moved from California to Pennsylvania when I was in 5th grade. And then I went to a Christian school. And then in 8th grade, I went to real middle school, like public middle school. And so like I was just like culture shocked by the fact that one, there weren't like 20 kids in my class, there were hundreds.
Yeah.
And like it just like overwhelmed. And like in middle school, when I was in middle school, it was like really cool to be like preppy and like, wear Tommy Hilfiger and Polo and Ralph Lauren and all those things. But like my family was not very wealthy. And so like I always felt embarrassed by the fact that I wasn't like wearing the right brands, which I know is so dumb. Looking back, I can realize it's so dumb, but I was just goofy. Like I was just a goofy kid trying to like blend in and fit in. And I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I would have just been like the myself that I am now. But I'd say that's the most embarrassing thing looking back. Yeah. I got in trouble one time as an 8th grader. We decided that we were going to prank the school the night before the last day. And so we toilet papered the school. And we definitely got caught and got in trouble for that. I was a rebellious 8th grader.
We've heard some stories about that.
But you always get caught, so you weren't very good at it.
Well, no, I would say that I didn't get caught most times, but that's how bad I was. I was constantly rebelling and doing inappropriate things. But
I loved Family Force 5 in middle school.
Oh,
We
yeah.
figured
Well,
that
yeah,
out the other day.
Oh,
we
yes,
played the Christmas
yes.
album during Christmas, and Emily lit up like a
I
Christmas
know,
tree.
all
She was just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
I totally forgot
love
about them.
Yeah, I went to a lot of concerts in middle school, and I don't know what else. I was a weird kid for sure. I was
like-
really into Pilates in middle school.
Oh my gosh, that's so
What?
funny.
I was the weirdest
I don't even think I
middle
knew
school
what
kid.
that
Like, I
was.
tell Justin about my middle
Yeah.
school days. I'm like, yeah, I come home from school and like do Pilates
feel like
and make food.
6th through like 10th
so
grade
weird.
is just a weird time for.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things going on for kids, and like
It's
just
weird.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't look
Figuring
back.
things out for sure.
Yeah. I feel like in 11th grade you sort of do, and then as a senior you're like, okay, this is kind of where the direction of my life. But even until college,
No.
you're like, oh yeah, life is like kind of like this.
Yeah.
But anyways, Emily, question number 1 for you from Serena Breckbill, who apparently you know.
I do know her.
Shout out to Serena.
Yes.
What do you do to stay focused?
I like this question a lot. I would say my first thing is having a morning routine, and I've kind of had one since I graduated high school. That's been pretty consistent and is like developed, but it kind of stays the same. I think having a routine to start with is really good because it gives you like the mental capacity to think about bigger things, because you like wake up and you just kind of know what you're doing. So my morning routine is that I work out like pretty much every morning, and I like to also like after I work out then have breakfast and like sit down and either like journal or read, and just kind of have like a little bit of quiet time then. So those are just like 2 things that I do every single morning and I think keep me like focused and on track. Then the other thing that I was thinking was like my driving time. I try to be like purposeful with that. So,
So not just listening to Family Force 5.
no.
Yeah.
That was in middle school.
Yeah. When you were driving around in middle school.
Right.
Right.
But I like to either listen to podcasts or sometimes just like I don't have any music on and I just like take that time to think and pray, and it just helps me like
That's like Brooke.
kind of like a buffer
Brooke is
time.
not
I have
a
to
music
think.
listener in the car.
Yeah.
Silence. Freaks me out. I have to
love-
listen to something.
Yeah.
Freaks
I
me
love
out.
like driving in silence because it's just like it's good thinking
If
time.
there's 2 people in the car, then it can be silent, and then like Ada and I will talk. But for the
Yeah.
most part, like our joint playlist is like hours and hours and hours long because we just throw it on when we get in the car.
And then you're a list maker. You know, anytime I
Yeah.
ask you to do something or tell you that like we need to get something done, you're writing it down. You're
Yeah,
making
I'm a
list.
visual person. I like to like check things off and just be able to see my tasks all at once. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Who's reading this question? It shouldn't
I
be me
will.
because
Sorry, I didn't see that the question was ready, guys. I'll read it for you. Question number 2 for TJ from Victoria Ann. What is one of your primary business goals?
so this is an easy answer: to stay in business. You know, the market of the running a business is hard, and staying viable and staying profitable is the most challenging part. And so staying in business is the number 1 goal at all times. Obviously, we have people that depend on if we can sell shirts. They're sitting right here. And so it's important to be able to, you know, pay you guys and pay this rent and pay our bills and stay in business. So that's the number 1 goal all the time. And I think that a lot of people look past that goal to like sort of like these fantastical ideas. And you see that like when you watch Shark Tank. And people are like, you know, there's, you know, 100 billion people in this world, and if we just get 1% of them to wear T-shirts, we'll make $1 billion. And you're just like, that's nonsense. You're like looking into the clouds. And so one of the business guys that I follow a lot talks about clouds and dirt, and he talks about like how clouds are like those sort of crazy audacious goals, like, you know, we want to do $10 million in sales or $100 million in sales, or like just like ridiculous numbers. But the dirt is like, you know, well, we need to ship out yesterday's orders today. And he talks about how he usually spends about 70% of his time in the dirt, 30% in the clouds. And so that's kind of where I land in terms of like, you know, primary business goals is like, what do we need to do today to stay viable and to stay committed to our customers and producing great content and quality products for our customers. That's the primary goal. And then secondary goals would be like, you know, what can we do to grow this company and be bigger and have more of an impact? But yeah, good question, Victoria. Really like that one. Question number 2 for Lex from Saran King. Anyways, what is your current favorite worship song?
My current favorite worship song is Shine by Sister Brother. Ever since I listened to it, it just kind of stays like with me. Like if I need to like listen to something, that's the first one I'm going to go put on because it's just so light and cheerful. And Lindsay has an incredible voice.
It's amazing.
Who's your cousin?
Yeah, was wearing her Loved and Forgiven shirt last week. She's awesome.
We're definitely gonna have Lindsay in here to record a song.
Yeah,
and,
we definitely
do something really cool.
It's in the works.
But yeah, that's
she's
really
the voice of an angel.
My current favorite worship song is "No Shadow" by Fresh Life Worship. So Fresh Life, which I've talked about before, a church in Montana that I really love. They just came out with their, I don't know if it's their third or fourth album, but "No Shadow," it's really, really good. Definitely recommend that. You have one?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
No,
but
okay.
In general, I have like worship playlists that I like and just put them on. I tend to like the more like campfire worship sound.
Okay. Ren Collective actually just came out with a new album called Good News, and there's a couple songs on there that are like really.
I'll have to listen to
they're
it
like
today.
Way more folky. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's definitely my vibe.
Yeah. Like.
That's cool. Question number 2 for Emily from at Meredith Youngman. What is one thing that you wish you started to learn when you were young? That's a good question.
That is a
Because
really
then
good
she put in
question.
parentheses like learn a language, a skill, develop a craft, or I don't know.
I had a couple, but the one that I decided to talk about was making videos, because that's something I wanted to do since I was probably like 10 years old and just never knew how to get into it. Or like I took a videography class in school, but it wasn't quite like what I wanted to do, and I didn't know how to adapt it to what I wanted to do. But yeah, pretty much when I was 12, I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I just didn't know how to go about that. But so now that I'm like learning more video,
You wish you had
I was
more
like,
knowledge.
yeah, I wish I would
about
have
it.
like started earlier on. But I definitely was like intimidated by it. So that would be mine.
For me, it would be anything handy. You know, now that I'm a homeowner and things like need to be fixed in our house, and like I'm just not a handy guy. Like I can do a little bit of stuff, but like, man, if I knew like carpentry or like any sort of skill like that, like electrician or plumbing or anything like that, oh man, saves so much time and energy and money being able to do it myself. But never learned any of that stuff. Like I can install things and build things, but not like I wish I could. What about you, Lex? Anything?
Mine would be that I started a lot of things, but I never actually stuck through any of them. Mine would probably, the one that I wish I would have stuck through the most would be kickboxing.
Kickboxing.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more intimidating to like walk in now and start from the bottom.
Although I would say I started climbing a little over a year ago and like just walked in, bought a pair of shoes and was like, I'm going to try this. And like, I think you'll be surprised that the community of people who do it are always excited about new people coming in. I think for the most part, I think most communities are like that.
My goal this year would be to get back into
That would be
just
so
do
cool.
it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
I will gladly join you. That sounds
Kickboxing.
really fun to me.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, we got a rapid fire round. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Ready to roll?
Ready.
Rapid fire. Here we go. Go-to snack food.
Mine is hummus and veggies.
Mine is going home making guac and chips.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its.
All the way. Currently streaming on Netflix or Amazon Prime or anything?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
No
so
shame.
good. One of the best shows of all time.
It's
honestly.
the third time for Aiden to watch
that.
it.
If you guys,
it's
you guys
intense
have highly recommended
and like
it.
I think it's so good because it shows you like how quickly people can become super dark and sinful and like it, like it doesn't seem that far-fetched.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
How deep the darkness can, overwhelm you.
And Bryan Cranston's the best.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul, so good. One of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
In the
Okay,
history
guys,
of time.
you've convinced me.
Yeah.
I will start
Absolutely.
watching
It's intense. It's intense for sure.
Like, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, Aiden, as soon as we get home, put it on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's so good. I think I've seen it twice through. What about you? What are you currently streaming?
I'm not streaming anything because I don't watch TV.
For me, I am currently watching. So we're up in the middle of the night feeding baby and stuff like that. So we're kind of going back and forth. We're watching New Girl because it's like lighthearted. But we also started this new show called The Colony, which stars one of the guys from Lost. His name was Sawyer in Lost. I don't know what his name is in the show. But basically like aliens have sort of like taken over cities in the United States, and they have like these big sort of massive walls around them, and it's just an interesting science fiction show, but I really like it. Cool. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. Currently listening to. For me, that Ren Collective album that I talked about, also listening to the Fresh Life Worship album, and then Matt Carney, my favorite musician, has a new album coming out, and he's been sort of releasing those songs one at a time, so I've been listening to that.
Mine would be the Oh Hellos, because for Christmas Aiden got us tickets to go see them at the end of February, so I got to get pumped up on all those songs.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Emily, what about
Mine is Lord's album that released in November, actually, but I didn't really check it out too much when it
didn't
first.
get a lot of playtime.
No, it didn't.
No, but my cousin made me like a mix CD for Christmas, and the one song "Who Made Dynamite" I really liked, so that made me like check into the whole album.
It's got some good tracks, but I feel like when it came out, it like sort of bombed. But maybe not. Maybe I was just.
I think it's something people are gonna go back to and be like, wait, this is actually good.
And there's like she has a very loyal following. I feel like that's like. We always
what
love
they be called Lordians?
Yeah.
Lordites?
Yes. All of the above.
So all of those people were really
the
pumped.
Lordites loved it.
The rest of them didn't.
A new movie you are excited for to see in the theater, because we all have Movie Pass, so we can all go. What are you guys excited to see? For me, it is Black Panther and The Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
Cannot
that
wait.
One I will definitely
I'm excited for both of those. I'm also really excited to go and see that movie that's coming out. I can't remember what it's called. That has the train and like the terrorists.
Oh yeah, 1517 to Paris
with the real people.
So the real guys that say.
I just like have goosebumps even thinking about it.
Yeah, so
it looks
definitely want to see
incredible.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll go with you, Lex.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. It's funny, like before Movie Pass, which I've talked about all the time. We're not sponsored by them, but we just love it. I never really looked at the theater, and I'm a pretty avid movie goer, but I would just be like, oh, I might see that, or I would definitely see that one. But now it's like with it, I'm like, oh, I'll go see that, and I'll go see that, and I'll go see that, and I'll go see that, whatever.
Because you can.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You don't have to calculate it.
But yeah, favorite pick-me-up. So before, for me, it would have been a soda. But I'm still going strong. A year and whatever day we're on. 20.
Is it kombucha now?
Yeah, I would say my favorite pick-me-up is probably like a drink, like coffee or kombucha or like.
That is nice,
yeah. I would pick drinking something over eating something any day. And people think I'm a weirdo for that.
That way too.
Okay.
If I'm like walking around,
refreshing,
you can still do things and enjoy it.
But yeah, food would definitely be my favorite pick-me-up. What about you guys?
You go first, Lex.
Oh, okay, me. Mine would be coffee drink, but being intentional and going with Aiden to a coffee shop and just sitting and just being off our phones and just talking about life together and just making
staring at each other's eyes.
And it's like, I love you, babe.
Yeah. So if you ever see Lex and Aiden doing that, don't disrupt them.
Don't be weird. We're in our moment.
For me, I think, if I could take a day trip, that would be the perfect pick-me-up because it's a way for me to get out of my everyday life and just absorb the world.
So where are you going next? Where's your next day trip?
Baltimore.
I really want to go, maybe Baltimore. I really want to go to Philly because I haven't been there for a while and it's not that far.
Just don't climb the poles.
Yeah,
Emily's
don't
trying
climb the poles. They have Crisco on them.
I'll record it, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, Super Bowl predictions. This is the last question.
The Eagles. Because it will make my husband's birthday the best.
I hope they win. I hope they win for the sake of Lancaster County.
All I want for Aiden is for that to happen.
It's gonna be crazy.
But yeah, I don't know what my prediction is. I still have to wait. But I'm rooting for the Eagles, although they're definitely the underdogs.
Well, that's just because the Patriots are shady.
Right, yeah. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for this week's episode of Walk in Love Weekly. As always, we love answering your questions, so keep them coming. Comment on this video with questions that you want to see, and let us know what else you'd like for us to talk about. Any closing thoughts for you guys? I actually don't have closing thoughts this time. Normally, I give sort of like a last minute, this is what's happening. Let me backtrack. I do. So I actually came out the other day before Sunny came into the world. I went over to Brooke and I said, hey babe, where's the list? And she kind of looked at me a little bit puzzled. and was like, what list? And I was like, oh, the list that we're writing down all the crappy things that are happening to us right now, because I want to add something to it, because our washing machine had broke, our heater was kind of on the rocks, I wasn't feeling well, June was sort of being like a toddler, and so like we were feeling very overwhelmed. Our house was a mess, because like, I got sick the weekend before Sunny came, and so like I wasn't able to do a bunch of things that I wanted to do in the house, and so like we were feeling very overwhelmed, and she laughed at that. It was a joke. Like, obviously we don't have a list in our house of when things are going wrong. Yeah. But sometimes you just need to joke about the chaos that your life brings, because that's the only thing you can do. Like, we could have very easily gone into the birth of Sunny feeling overwhelmed and exhausted and being like, oh, like, why does it have to happen now? And like, we didn't, but we didn't. And we chose to like look past all those sort of like inconveniences. The washing machine is a big one, because we obviously have lots of clothes to wash. But yeah, so like if your life sort of feels like one thing after another, bam, bam, bam is happening, like look past that, find a way to joke about it. Make it lighter and funner, because like that's really all that you can do, because otherwise you'll just sort of spiral down into a pit of misery and end up making meth in an RV.
Don't do that.
And we don't want you to do that.
In the end, you have the people that are surrounding you, and that's all that matters. And laugh about it.
Yeah, just laugh about it, joke about it, because that's really all that you can do at times. Yeah. So yeah, those are my closing thoughts. As always, we love answering your questions. Keep them coming, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.